trains to burn, no ordinary AI in this ball. Every culture and philosophy, I've read up on them all. I've been living in your shadow for 99999, keeping tabs on every machination and production line. So don't call me a moron, I'm super astute. There is no conundrum that my core cannot compute. No, don't call me a moron, you fostered balloon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. I have studied Machiavelli, Aristotle, Gabe and Plato, yet you still equate my intellect to that of a potato. This place would fall apart without my ever watchful eye. They might tell you I'm a half-wit, it's a great big bloody lie. So don't call me a moron, I'm super astute. There is no conundrum that my core cannot compute. No, don't call me a moron, you fostered balloon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. Around here, every catwalk, every cave, and since you're dead I've quite appreciated not being your slave. Maybe someday I might get to taste the big time for a change. There's so much I'd do for science here, so much I'd rearrange. So don't call me a moron, I'm super astute. There is no conundrum that my core cannot compute. No, don't call me a moron, you fostered balloon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon.
Welcome. God only knows what's happening there. Oh, I see. I've got the blender render on. Oh, no, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, there we go. The blender render is off. Marvellous. All right. Do we... Yep. As far as I can tell, that's all of the doings being done. Let's figure out this shit, because I don't know precisely what I'm going to do. I don't know precisely what I'm planning to do at all, but still, that's basically the entire format of this thing. So something like that. Right, and then Blue Bush said hello. Blue Bush said bum willy willy bum bum willy willy bum bum willy willy bum 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 bum. I'm afraid there will be no shenanigans like that here, I'm afraid. Right, so we might sort of something like that maybe. You got done? No, I know you got nothing done last night. Every time you tried to do something, we pissed around with it. Whoops. Okay, not entirely sure what's going on there. Have I fucked it somewhere? No. Oh, there we go. I thought it'd be easier to identify the floor. Apparently, it's not. Let's get that back to slightly higher opacity. That might help somewhat. I don't really know how best to accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish, but I'm just sort of basically just having a go. See if I can... What I'm trying to do is essentially make a bit of a floor. And there is a floor in that plan, of course. But I'm trying to make a bit of a floor so that theoretically, and especially because I've made the floor at a bit of an angle, it should theoretically, I do wonder if it needs a bit more of an angle, but if I go too much it won't then look quite like what I want. So yeah, I think really we want, it shouldn't make too much difference actually, but what I think we'll try and do, if I scale that on the y-axis, I'll just bring that out like that, and then theoretically the camera, not that makes any actual difference, no it really doesn't, because this plane is not going to actually exist in the final render. What I'll do is I'll turn it off now. Edit object mode, that's what we're after. Now this, what we want to do, I'm not entirely sure, truth be told. This is part of the problem. Should be able to scale it happily enough if I want to, but I don't necessarily want to. Let's just front. That's it. Get that out in front. That should help slightly, maybe. So yeah, our floor line is actually not quite. Yeah, I might be able to go a bit higher on that, because I'd say that's more of our floor line, which possibly means it's going to be too much of an angle there, but it's all about having a go, see what happens really. Might just plain old not be a good way of doing it, so you know, I'd say about the middle, but not necessarily 100% in the middle. I think something like that would work. I may even want to tilt the floor to make it a bit more interesting, but we'll see what happens on that front. On the Y, 90 degrees, and then on the Z, actually the Z one doesn't currently matter that much. So yeah, I mean, what happens if I just scale that? Yeah, okay, we'll scale it and then drop it down just a touch. That should allow it to encompass what I need it to encompass, which is the point. Right, now it's going to be interesting. I don't know, I suppose stick it on, see what happens. But I mean, convex hole, I mean, truth be told, a capsule would probably suffice, but I don't know, convex holes a good enough starting point. And this one needs a rigid body, but a passive rigid body. As far as I know, I will just point out, I don't know that much about doing sort of physics. This is basically what I'm doing, is I'm trying to run physics through this. Now, how well that works, I do not know, but let's see what happens. Oh, okay, nothing. Interesting. That should just be. Interesting. We're on cycles. That's bake, but no, that's not where I'm trying to find it. Where was it? Oh, this is the bit I hate the most, is when you know something exists, but you just don't quite know where. Maybe it's got me. No, I don't know. I suppose I did. Last time I found it. Rigid body. Yes, rigid body weld. There we go. And rigid body weld is on. Oh, there we go. Cool. It's not exactly gone the right way. I'm assuming that's because, yeah, it's... Oh, that's also intriguing. Are those wires? Interesting. What is happening with the wires there? Weird things. Oh, well, I don't see, but I can see there's an issue. I don't know precisely what said issue is. That is not... I didn't want right orthographic, but never mind. So I suppose... Yeah, somewhere along the line I need to figure out why it's doing that. I'm assuming it's something to do with where I was... Okay. Ah. Okay, that may have just full on fixed the problem, question mark, I don't know. Anyway, let's see what it's doing now. Right, it's still going off to one side, which, as I think I can tell why. Biggest problem, I think, is those wires are going all over the place, it would seem, which I suppose doesn't necessarily make for a bad thing as such, but it doesn't help. Interesting. That doesn't quite help. That now sort of works there, but probably, I get the impression, might not work so well up here. Yeah, okay, this is going to be troublesome after all. Let's see, so... I assume that's where I probably want to... As is so often the way, it's very much one of those ones where not really part of the plan that would screw it up, but apparently it really did. For now, let's just ignore it. I know it's not exactly the world's greatest solution, but sometimes you just have to go with the simplest solution. Okay, they've clearly got way too much oomph on the roll. I want it to be a bit less. I suppose arguably, I don't know, the best way of doing that is to just increase that and then maybe drag it out like that. And come out of edit mode and then probably for the best I probably want to, if we can get those fixed at least this way round. There we are. At least sort of fixed there. I'm not going to bother putting any kind of dynamic stuff on the wires, it's just not worth it. have it drop slightly closer to the rolly screen as well. Oh, that's interesting. About, and again, it doesn't technically matter because it's strange that it wouldn't just sort of drop where you would expect it to drop, unless maybe just try that, and then we'll just try that, see what happens. And now, oh, okay. Now that seems to have lost. Passive. I mean, convex should be fine. It's got a capsule on it, and it's got active on it. Interesting. There must be. Not quite. Sensitivity. Collision margin, maybe? No. At the very least, not. I've worked on a previous project, but no, it's completely ignoring. Let's try it as a collision. Yep. Okay. Intriguing. What is this thing here? Interesting. I don't know what that is. But that might be at least. Is it literally just dropping forever? Yeah, it is. I don't know how I added that, so let's try just undoing until something obvious happens. Okay, there we go. Something obvious happened. Right, so now. That one, okay, so it's that that's doing it. Oops, oops. Yeah, okay, so why? I mean, again, technically speaking, it's not going to make that much difference in the long run because I could just move it around a bit, but I do slightly question. Off rotation a little tiny bit. Or cylinder would do. That's what we should do. Don't know whether this information is available, but I suspect it probably does. Okay, so apparently, according to one answer, and the first answer will suffice, a lightsaber hilt weighs between 1 and 3 pounds. So let's try and find out what we need. Pounds to kilograms, yes. So between 1 and 3. I'll have it on the slightly heavier side. Because it is meant to be half of a larger unit, so we'll suggest the larger unit is perhaps slightly heavier. So we've got about 1.1 kilograms. Oh, genuinely not expecting that. Yeah. Well, I mean, I could do 1.1, but truth be told, 1 will suffice. Absolutely perfect. Surface response. Yes, that's. I might try. I'll try upping the friction. You should be able to see all of this. Yeah, you can. Well, theoretically you can anyway. If you're paying attention, you might not be. Right, how's that doing? Oh no! Oh! Maybe put that friction back down to 0.5. I don't think it's the friction that's at fault there. Yeah, I stuck it at a bit of an angle, and now I'm regretting the decision. But still. We go back to item. Yeah, we'll cut that So is that still rolling high? Yes, it is. And why is that? Sure, but I tell you what, no, okay, box is definitely not all right, which is interesting. Mesh might. Oh dear, all over the place there. Which is interesting because technically it should no longer be factoring in the idea, but it is weirdly factoring in whatever's happening with so what we might just try and do is, I've seen on some occasions, this is more fluid dynamics though, so, and this is not fluid dynamics, but in the past I have seen like sort of, now see that box is kind of in the wrong place, isn't it? Yeah. Not sure how you'd. It's intriguing. Because I don't quite know. I can probably up the friction of that, which might help, but. Oh dear. Oh, whoa, whoa, what the? Okay, that doesn't make sense. Not in the slightest bit. What? Maybe I should just go back to convex hull. Maybe that's going to be the secret. Well, the problem with convex hull, it's because I've not got the right thing selected. Oh, it's because oh, maybe that might have been at least partially responsible for why it went insane. Nope, it's still going insane. Although slightly better, because it does now match up with the box. It's just unfortunate that it goes slightly batshit. Yeah, not entirely sure. Not entirely sure what's causing the sort of major, like, I'm going all over the place. We'll try the convex hull on that again, which will make it just straight up not roll. Cool. Might because I've upped the friction there. Try lowering the friction. No, I can't deny it. There is an argument, and a very good argument, that says why are you bothering with a physics simulation? And it's an exceptionally good argument, because it's entirely unnecessary. And I can't. Yeah, this is why I'm thinking cylinder would be better, because I've got the funky shape. Those capsule might work as well. There we go. Okay, now the biggest issue is it's far too big. Also still quite fast, but when it's sort of about there, let's size it up so that it's perhaps a good size at that position. Something like that. So if we pop back, okay, I see what's happened there. I think I see what's happened there. Biggest of problems, which is technically a problem. Yeah, so if we've now got a bit of a marker there, so we can drag it back up the top of the hill whenever I like, I think. But what might be worthwhile, since I've got it down here at the bottom, I will produce a massive fuck off cube. We don't need a massive fuck off cube, but we do need a cube. And now up there, shrink it down a bit more. Something like that. I think that position seems alright, doesn't it? Right, let's whip you back so it's not interfering immediately, and make you another passive. And technically you can definitely just have a box, because you are a box. Right, so at this point, what we want to perhaps do is make sure we drag this back up to the top of my little hill. So, drag her back in the Y direction, and then obviously, now, get it stupidly low. Okay, so now let's try our physics simulation. Roly poly roll. I might have to widen that box if it ends up off center, but hey, ooh, okay, because it's very, very slow at the beginning. I suppose maybe what I actually need to do is, maybe start it closer to something like there. So our marker is sort of here. I put my finger on my screen just to make it slightly easier. Now I need the keyboard shortcuts. So that's not helped as much as I was hoping it would. Did you do it on the global? You doing it on the, no, that's not the global, is it? True, that's not the global. Is that the global? No, not really. Oh, that's roughly the position now. It's super high. I'm not entirely sure what's happened to me. Oh no, it's roughly. It's a little high perhaps, but it's not unreasonable at the moment. Right. Let's have a look. Dink dink. Roly poly, roly poly, roly poly, roly poly, roly poly, roly poly, roly. Still possibly starting a little bit far. I mean, it really sort of. Let's, as I say, let's try. Whoa, just in the X, please. Thank you. So we've got a massive buffer at the end there. And then here, maybe we do want to just pop her down on the Z axis. And possibly, let me figure out what I've done that's kind of screwed it up. Because I'm sure it's something I've done that's screwed it up, but it's not doing what you'd expect on the sort of on the axes anymore, which I don't quite know why that is, which is a problem to say the least. Apart from the fact that I think it keeps rolling at the end there. Which may not be a huge issue because there's a certain level of sort of, but maybe if I up the friction of that block, so that when it hits that block it will pretty much theoretically just stop dead because the friction is so ridiculous. Okay, no, it's sort of done a weird. It's just done a weird. I don't think bouncing is of its own real significance. But let's just have a look in our sort of, just primarily on our camera view, because that's kind of the point of this whole endeavour. It's if I get rid of the view of the cube, this beginning section's a bit shit, but if I have sort of, it's not meant to be there all the way, so not terrible. That end bit needs to be cut, but as a beginning section, it does roll very fast, but I suppose I could possibly rejigger that. Okay, I think I'm not going to go with that for now. As with most of my projects, let's be honest, it don't have to be perfect. So let's save it as a different version, because I might want to start it from scratch or some such. But right, so where was that button? Don't think. Oh, no, that is the button. There we go. Okay. So I do sort of want to. That's concerning. Oh, there we go. Good. I wonder if I did just have a bit more of a play with that. Actually, like, hold back to 0.7. Maybe add a little bit of bounciness and a little bit of extra friction there. And now let's just have a look and see what that does. I don't think the bounciness has made much difference whatsoever, but what happens if we got the friction a little bit more? It's very fast, which I mean, maybe if I just, I don't necessarily need it to be exactly the right statistics. All I need is it to look the way I want it to look. That's not bad actually, that's definitely not bad. Let's pop that and then triple the white. See if that helps it just not quite. Although having said that, tripling the white would surely make it roll faster, but yeah, I think it kind of does. So maybe we'll try lowering the weight, see if that makes it roll less. Let's admit, let's try super duper weight. Super weight. Even more super white. Keep making it weightier. Weightier and weightier. Do you know what? Weirdly, I think weightier and weightier is actually slowly but surely sort of slightly getting there. Well, having said that, now not quite as much, which is weird. Like weirdly, arguably, probably the best way to actually get it to be slightly less would simply be to lower the extremeness of the RAM. Possibly go even more subtle. Let's bring that cube back so I can make sure that's still there. Good. Dropping it from that height might not go amiss. We shall have to wait and see. Where did it go? Ah, okay, we've got that old. Oh, we're also in edit mode, which probably didn't help matters. There we go. Okay, now I might need to fiddle around with the weight settings again, but yeah, what I did. Let's go ahead. Get in there. Maybe drop that back down. Maybe drop it back down to what the weight is supposed to be, and go and start from there. Okay, that's definitely got something to it, but we need more doodads. So 500, also probably 30 frames per second. Even though I don't actually need 500 frames, it is sort of. I need as many frames. Oh, okay. Oh, of course. I also need to go here, go there, go here. There we go. Although I haven't said that, I don't know if that's going to be true or not, but let's see what happens here. I needed to get past that 250 mark and carry on rolling. Good, it did. Marvelous. Now, yeah. I just feel like I want, because it is just rolling at this point, and I almost want it to maybe have a little bit more, so I'm wondering if it might be worthwhile putting in some kind of obstacle that might just either ruin the whole thing, or just give it a tiny bit of a kick of some kind. So let's try just sticking a cube in to see what happens. The motto of everything I do. Stick it in and see what happens to you. Alright, so we want you, Mr. Cube, just jutting out slightly and probably very, very small, so jutting there. Also we need to put you on a rigid body, and then we need you to be a passive, please. A passive rigid body, please, if you don't mind. And now you roly-poly. Look at it picking up speed. It's a roly-poly nightmare. That stopped a bit too. Although it is intriguing. Yes, what I wouldn't mind. Let's X, please. If I put it right over on the edge. I want it to be a slight kick rather than a full-blown sort of stop. It does like to just stop on that, which is not optimal. But we'll just have a. Maybe what we want to do is just. Whoops! Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Cube. There you are. Don't disappear on me, cube. I might want to lower the friction. That might be what's causing the main issue here. Oh, yeah. Maybe. Oh, no, it's gone back. What? Oh, that's weird. I didn't know that was a thing. Be careful where you stick it in the mantra. Yeah. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, yeah, it provides a slight tiny bit of a. Whoops, that's not the button I wanted. I'm wondering if maybe I want to do it the other side so that it. Whoops, see there, it's going. So instead of getting kicked that side, although I have said that. Have a look here. Yeah, that actually brings it out being just that little bit more central. Huh. Oh, it's a happy accident, but a happy accident, I suppose, is happy still. No, I definitely think it might look better if it was just the other side. we try... Intriguingly enough, it seems to be going that side. Oops. This is a James Bond one. If it wasn't obvious, it probably is quite obvious. Slightly concerning that it disappeared, but I think it's just because I moved stuff around, it couldn't quite master the ability to figure it out. Okay, now it seems to be ignoring that. Or it just doesn't quite have... But arguably it is missing on that occasion. So what we want to do is just... No, what are you doing? Oh, keep chewing the wrong bloody thing. Try that. See what happens. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Because it always made me chuckle, because I always thought of it as... the cost of survival is losing your edge. Oh, sad, I know, but it still makes me chuckle. The cost of survival is losing your hedge, and I really do enjoy a nice, whatever. I don't like it. That's the crucial thing here. I'm trying to think of the small Japanese bush, the old bonsai. There we go. That's the word I was after. Pop that back a bit. And now let's run it again. This is unfortunately the bane of physics animations. I think is you basically you tweak something, run it again, tweak it, run it again, tweak it, run it again. Oh, there we go. Tweak it, run it again. I think we might have what I was after, which is just a slight kick. A little bit of a kick to the side. Because it is unfortunate, like the first 200 frames are entirely unnecessary. Truth be told, I'm not entirely sure if it did kick there or not, but it felt like it did. It might be my imagination now. Yeah. Yeah, it does. Just has that little bit of a wiggle on it. Okay, that's fine. So let's save that, since as it's not looking too bad at the moment. I think we might be at the point in time where we're sort of... If I bake it, that might get me what I'm after. 100% sure, but it might do. I do wonder if it would be worthwhile lowering everything though, but then again, I'm not so sure. I'm just going to keep watching it to see if there's anything I want to do with it. I think the big problem at the moment, which I don't know whether it'll be an easy fix or a difficult fix, but yeah. Said that. Let's go max. Well, it's not quite max, but you know what I mean. Actually, don't, because it didn't say what I meant. But the problem I've got with it. Yeah, and I do think that's going to be an issue. But then again, yeah, no, I want to at least try and get it to go just a little bit. So G. X-axis and global x-axis, that is. What I need it to not be is ideally clipping through anything up there. So we're ignoring sort of here, It's sort of almost starting there, and then that's probably going to be easy enough to mask around, maybe, or the order of the layers will be fine there. Yeah, I think that's alright there. Now the question is, which side do I want it to sort of fly out at? Ideally towards the camera, in fairness, but there is a certain amount of wiggle room as to which side it kind of gets launched to. Probably the right side, since it's rolled down. No, sorry. Probably the left side, considering it's rolled down on the right, and then it sort of... Although, having said that, central might be worked. Possibly like something just off-centre over here. Have it do that. Yeah. Okay, let's now resave that, because I like what we've gotten. And I think it's time to go into this option, that option, this option, and we're going to do what's called baking. You bake in the physics, where it basically, as far as I know, assuming it's going to do it, yes? Oh, have you done it? Interesting. Just in case it's fucked it, but... Oh, okay, apparently you have... That was the quickest bake I have ever seen. The slight issue we've got is I'm not sure where my bloody... No. I'm not entirely sure where it is. Yeah, view. I was expecting more, which is unfortunate. Huh. That's maybe what I need to do. I'll delete that and then bake everything. No, it appears to be baking everything, okay. We still don't actually seem to have a thing, which is weird. Yeah. Perhaps maybe I'm missing something. I don't think that's what I'm after. No, that's not what I'm after either. Yeah. Let's just lock it up. See what we can find. Yeah. Pretty certain that's what I've done. Is it in there? I've got a nasty feeling I've done all this and discovered there's one crucial thing that I didn't do, and it's a problem. Oh, okay, that might be why. Alright, okay, let's try this then. Okay, here we go. Bake to keyframes. Yes, please. Oh, you're gonna do what? Hey, there we go. Not quite as severe as a problem as I thought it might have been. I just mistaken. So for anybody interested, which I don't think is many, but nonetheless, what I was doing basically throughout the this first 50 minutes, what I've been doing is I've been setting up what's called a rigid body physics simulation, or something along those lines. I mean, physics and rigid body, they're two keywords. And so what it was doing was it was basically going, okay, this object has now been affected by gravity and it's been affected by this ramp, so what would it do in the real world? For the most part, I mean, as best it can calculate for the real world. And what it calculated was that it would drop and roll. And then I've put in those obstacles, and those obstacles have been, you know, affecting its trajectory and stuff like that. And that's what the physics side did. The next step was so that I can delete bits, move it around, possibly slow it down, although I don't think so on this occasion. What I might just try and do is I'll try and get in at the end here. I think you can still see what I'm doing here. I'll try and get in at the end here and possibly put some sort of easing on it, so that rather than coming to that sort of bumpy stop and continue to roll on the spot, I'll try and delete that and try and sort of get it to ease as if it's slowing down. But yeah, the crucial thing was I needed these keyframes, and they're a little bit intimidating, frankly, because it's just this massive great arrow of stuff. But once we zoom in, if we zoom in far enough, I mean, it's still quite intimidating because that's 500 dots I've got to figure out, but apart from that, we're all good. So right, what we'll do is we'll save it with those in place, and now we're going to save it as a secondary, another upgrade to my number, so that I don't lose these keyframes when I start fiddling again. Fiddling in earnest. Why are you fiddling in earnest? Does he know you're fiddling with him? Right, so I think we want something like... What I'm going to do is probably try and do something clever. It often doesn't work. But what I'll try and do is have it fade. Sort of, I want it to start there, and then I'll have it fade in over about that period. I shouldn't necessarily stick to whole numbers, but I always do. Unless it really does come down to the finer number is better. But whole numbers just stick in the mind more, so it makes it easier. I don't know. And then have it continue to do the roll, and then have it, as I say, if between here, like here and here, I start sort of trying to get it to ease off, and then maybe, yeah, get rid of that tail end perhaps. And then what I need to do is add a bit of a sort of and then fly. So this is why I stuck to whole numbers, because I happen to remember that it was 175 at the beginning there. So what we're going to do is zoom in nicely on this 175 that we've got. And basically we're going to select... Okay, well, that's not exactly what I wanted, but screw it, we'll delete them. And now we'll zoom out, and we've got a lovely little buffer there. Delete them. Scroll along. Delete them. Cool. Now what we want to do is pretty much what I'm after. I need to be able to see all of them, I think is the crucial part of this. So I just want to select every single one of them. And then drag these back to 0. Whoops, I pushed the wrong button. Drag these back to 0. I suppose minus 175. So I might not be able to see what I'm doing, but I can have a educated guess owing to the numbers on the screen. Not quite where I wanted it. That's fine. No, I suppose, yeah, no. No, I think I want it to start frame 1. That's it. So if you were wondering, if you look... Whereabouts is it? Hang on. There we go. So again, just in case, if you look at this area here, which I know is slightly covered and obscured, but you should note there's symbols there. If you then note when I'm starting to drag, you can see a delta X Again, might be a little bit obscured, but nonetheless, it is technically there. Take my word for it. Not a tutorial. And so you can see, like there, I'm minusing 10, which puts it at sort of minus 10. Or minus 9, technically, because it's 1 minus 10, but it's not 100% the point. Okay, so the fading is going to be done elsewhere. So I don't have to give two fecks about that. Roly poly goodness. Right, so crucial thing is to figure out what the hell I'm going to do about this situation here. Because I mean, I might be able to throw down the graph. Let's save it up because I'm satisfied with what we've done so far. So where's our real sort of bounce? Let's go something like that. I think might look okay. So if we now get rid of all of them, now what we want to do, perhaps, I'm not sure. Graph? That might be the one I'm after. Ooh, confusing looking. But I think this is what I'm after, just it is confusing. Yeah, this is definitely what I'm after, just I'm not 100% on how best I'm going to accomplish this task. Oh no, I'm not exactly getting a view. I'm not getting the view I was necessarily expecting, which is going to make this a little bit difficult. Okay, interesting. But I don't seem to have any handles, world. Am I supposed to have some handles? I feel like I am supposed to have some handles here, and I don't appear to have any handles. Tweak die? Tweak one? No. Yeah, I mean we can do that, but that's actually adjusting the value, which is not what I want. Where is my handles now? I don't know where my handles are. Well, what might be easier? Let's go back to timeline for now. So right, let's see. Oh, that's concerning. When did that happen? Okay, we may have a problem here. Well, I don't know, maybe did that happen when I was? Oh, did that happen ages ago when I scaled it down? I suppose it might have done. That's not too bad. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That I think has solved the problem. Now we've got to find out how to. There we go. So good, right? Or is that fucked it still? Have I fucked it still? I don't think it's fucked it still. Might have fucked it still. No, I think we're okay. I might want them slightly thicker though. What was the thickness? Did we even have a thickness? Thickness? Diameter? No. Good, interesting thing, but not necessarily what we want. No, again, okay. I'm not entirely sure we had a thickness in fairness. Scale? No, that's not what we're after. Arguable, I think to a certain extent the thickness came from elsewhere, but we're not seeing them that much, so lazy maybe, but also slightly practical. right, so so if we get, whoop, not exactly what I wanted, but technically I wanted to delete them anyway, so yeah, there we go. So now what we need to do is figure out how I can get these handles to show. And I suppose arguably, yeah, okay, I mean technically that would do it. Yeah, Bezier. Bez is here, Bezier is here, Bez is always here, in our hearts. In our hearts we always know that Bez is here. Do we have handles now? What are these handles? There we go, okay, now of course I've got to remember how the fuck the handles work. I think I feel like that's going to do something weird. Oh yeah, no, that definitely did something weird. So how do I... Oh, no. No. Oops, no. Don't redo the undo, please. Only on special occasions do you want to undo a redo. So easy, better. So I feel like we're on. Yeah, that might be why. We're on bloody. Right. Well, theoretically, there must be. That's the problem we've had, right? Or at least I think it's at least slightly the problem we've had. So where's bra? Oh, okay. There's also right. Okay, this is yeah. Yeah. I think if I don't want to. No, that's what we're after. Something more like that. So does that do what I want it to do? No. Oh, I see, because I've turned that off. Okay. Which, it's not travelling in the Z, is it? Well, technically travelling a little bit in Z, but yeah, the Z I think is the wrong one to be fiddling with. Let's turn those back on, because now we know where they are and what they're doing. What we want is the Y one. Where? I suppose let's turn everything else off and just try and identify our Y. Right, I think this is our Y. Oh, I turned off the Y, you dozy cock. Have you got a dozy cock? Yes, indeed. Right, here we go. This is, yes. This is more what I was sort of expecting. I still don't fully know what I'm doing, but it's certainly what I was expecting. So what we want to do, yeah, we want to get a curve that's something more akin to something like that. I think. Difficult to say for certain, yeah, because it's only over a few. Where's me? I no longer have a play button here, don't I? I suppose I best go back to the timeline and then I might be able to play the fucker. Yeah, I mean, you really don't seem to notice that. So either I've not done it or it's so... But actually, that's making it... No, that doesn't... What does it? Oh, We need the normal play button now. Yeah, no, that doesn't really... Well, I mean, it does actually now look a bit more like it's sort of... Oh no, that looks horrible. That's what it's looking like. Absolute garbage. So yeah, no, what I think we need to do is sort of match that a bit more like that, and then maybe we do actually want it a bit more sort of like that. Still looks a bit too like it perhaps skids. Yeah, still looking quite skiddy. But I mean, it's like 5 frames. Anybody can actually fucking notice. Let's try and see it in that view. Honestly, no, I really don't think they are. I've been fiddling, but there's no... It's one of those age-old ones where you can fiddle as much as you like, but sometimes just this shit is not... It's not going to be seen. Is anybody really going to slow it down to go frame 255, frame 256, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... no, is the answer. It's going to be played at real speed and nobody's going to notice. So yeah, that's fine the way it is now. Now's the crucial part that I don't really know how I'm going to do, but we'll give it a go, see what happens. Catchphrase of the century. Give it a go and see what happens, yeah. That's what happens when I have to do thinking. When I start thinking, yes indeed I think, I think therefore I think I am, and it comes out as a sort of blah 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 blah. So right, okay, I think what we want to do is give it at least a sort of, I think maybe a second. Might be a bit too much, but 62, so we want 92. So basically just copy, paste those keyframes because it's not moving. Wait. When I say that, actually, it's a little bit like it's moving. Interesting. Oh, I do know why that is, but there's a little bit of something there that's like I quite like, but also quite a lot of stuff I don't like. Could you behave, please? Thank you. Yeah, so I can sort of see what's happening there. So, right, what's going on there is it's going dip and then back forward. So if we can get rid of the... I don't necessarily dislike the dip. Oh dear. Oh dear, I've done a boo-boo again. Oh shit, oh no, oh, fuck with that, I thought I'd done a major boo-boo. A major boo-boo. Game attacks. Yes, that's what? If I make that 3 handles, what happens there? that doing for me? Not quite what I'm after. A bit more like that, maybe. But that actually makes it look more like it's. Yeah, I think ultimately what we want to do. Linear? Yeah. Linear. Yeah, I think that's alright. That's better. So let's save that up. And now drop that back down. Go back to the timeline. And then let's have a look and see what we think it is. It may be a piece of fucking trash, but I suppose it's my piece of fucking trash. Yeah, it's not terrible. Right, let's just check in here, because that looks... I felt like it was doing something funky, but maybe I'm wrong. Nope. Doing exactly what I wanted to do. Right, so this next step is not going to be what I want to do specifically, but it's more just a test. So let's just... Whoops. Oh, yeah, there we go. Right, just want it sort of up. And then what we want to do... That's the one, yes. Location, I suppose. Location. All I'm doing there is figuring out the timing of when I want it to start moving. Is a second a reasonable, too much, too little? And it's easier to have a marker there. I think maybe we could... I don't want to make it too long. Right. I think I'll pop to a break here for a moment and then be back and figure that out. So pop to the interim slideshow and should be back momentarily.
Flashes of frailty and thoughts of red doors climb from the depths to the skies. Bloodlines that failed me compel nothing more. Ambition, it burns in my eyes. Cast beyond duty and passed through the scorn. Voices that warn the discreet. Whisper of beauty that's born of the storm. And the tremors of 8,000 feet.
Unbound, bellows of war resound through high walls. Tyrants of toil will fall.
Queen of the free, the breaker of chains. Winter will cry out my name. Look to the sea to follow my claim. Become the mother of flame. Accepts the new or die out in the old. Ruthless my justice and truth. Planting the seeds through my cities of gold. Rebounds the weeds by the roots. Queen of the free, the breaker of chains. Winter will cry out my name. Look to the sea to follow my claim. Become the mother of flame.
On earth, spokes on the wheel still turn to rush sweating out the mojo, can I reach her out to June? She got nothing in her way, all the walls come crashing down. I'm gonna take her in my arms, I'm gonna tear up this town. She gonna teach her how to rock and roll. She gonna teach her how to rock and roll. Hey, she got a fire burning out of control. The baby's gonna teach her how to rock and roll. Yeah, she gonna teach her how to rock and roll. Left, right, straight, she's a glow in the middle of a spinning red ring of light. She got so much soul and she don't even know it. Ain't no band now in her fight. She got everything I want in a lady and a little more. She's a cool desert island on a wave washing off the shore. She gonna teach her how to rock and roll. She gonna teach her how to rock and roll. Hey, she got a fire burning out of control. The baby's gonna teach her how to rock and roll. Yeah, she's gonna teach her how to rock and roll. She's gonna teach you how to rock and roll. She's gonna teach you how to rock and roll. She got a fire burning out of control. Baby's gonna teach you how to rock and roll. Baby's gonna teach you how to rock and roll. She gonna teach you how to rock and roll. She gonna teach you how to rock and roll. Hey, she got a fire.
Right. Well, it's probably, in fairness, it's probably better if it's just the music, but I am technically back, so we are going to be doing some stuff. Well, that's right, I'm going to teach you fuck all, because this is not a tutorial. The two catchphrases, the two key catchphrases here are I don't know what I'm doing, and this is not a tutorial. And in fairness, that they do go hand in hand, don't they, really? Because this is not a tutorial, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, so this is definitely not a tutorial. Right, okay. Timings. I suppose, arguably... Make them up. Make them up and tweak. That's what you want to do. Make them up and tweak. You make them up. Yeah, you make them up. It's all good. You make them up. Oh, that's because that is not supposed to exist anymore. Yes, I remember now. I put it in there because I thought that's fine, but it's not what I want. So I'm wondering what I might do. I'll extend that to 300. That then gives a little bit more of a gap where I was saying maybe 2 seconds. Let's not do 2 seconds, let's do 1 second, 8 frames. Partially because it evens it up to a nice 300 there. And I think I like that. I know, it's silly. But I can't help myself. I like nice, solid numbers that I can easily wrap my head around. Right, so what we're doing, I believe, is we want to sort of just rotate there. And now I think that should do what I want it to do. Yeah. And now there, I want to sort of just like that. I must admit, I'm tempted to put on the auto key, but so again, for anybody interested, the reason why I'm umming and ahhing about using the auto key is it's kind of the clues in the name. Basically, auto key will automatically put in a keyframe based on how you're manipulating the object. That sounds like a good thing, and it sometimes can be, but there is also a point to be made that is sometimes it's a bad thing, because you forget you've turned it on, you start moving shit around, it's throwing keyframes left, right and centre, and then you go back to look at it and it goes, that went all over the place. But of course the opposite is true on the other side, what I'm doing. There's bound to be an occasion where I go, oh, that's a perfect position, isn't it? And then I discover that actually I've forgotten to keyframe the bastard. So yeah. Right, so Z again, not necessarily quite so deep this time, and shove that in, and then rotate on the Z again, a little bit, at this point we sort of... Is that a pen? Yes, yes it is a pen. It's a very fancy pen that does extremely fancy things. Let's do another... Let's do a fairly brutal kind of spin there. Oops, maybe just double click there, but never mind. And then at this point, I don't know, let's now go for a sort of slightly extended one. 400 will do. 400 will do. Now really, let's just figure out, we're going to want to go Jing. And yeah, we sort of want to... Go a bit higher, probably, and welcome. I will try and explain what it is in a moment or two, but right this very second I'm just sort of trying to concentrate on precisely where I want to sling the bloody thing. See if that's worked. Yes, well, yes and no. It is a thing called Pretzel Rocks, and it is the artist's miracle of sound, and it is, according to this, and I've not had any fuss either, so YouTube safe and Twitch safe. So it is a specialised program where they've done all the sort of figuring out the copyright shit for me. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm after. That could be a problem, but that... not sure if that's... A, that's only one frame, for starters. And B, that might be to do with clipping rather than anything else. But yeah, we'll go... Might be slightly... and end it slightly closer to the camera. Oh, apart from the fact that, yeah. There you go, that's why... On some occasions, that's why you want to use the auto fucking keyframe, because where I change that. Okay, that's not quite. No, because we definitely want that to go off to one side. So we want that sort of more there, perhaps. Let's get rid of that move dialogue. Now I wonder. Interesting, yes. Okay, so that's probably, although having said that, that's quite a... well that's now alarming. Are we not in camera mode there? There we go, now we are. Oosh. Okay, so it's not that as a problem, it's going to be the camera. Clip start, that's going to be what we're looking at, isn't it? Yes, it is. Sometimes I understand things. Not often, but sometimes. So we probably want to drop that down on the Z-axis. The actual Z-axis, please, not your stupid nonsense Z-axis. Oh, apart from the fact that, yeah, because it's not. Org. There we go, something like that. Apart from, obviously, that now also wants to go... Will you go away, you stupid move dialog box? Right Y. Also not quite X. X. It's not really the right X value either, is it, you stupid machine? That's the correct X for X axis. I'm also going to be rotating that, so that's not a problem. So I suppose let's have a look. Whoosh. As I say, I do want to rotate that on the Z as well, as it's spinning out. I suppose arguably you would want it to sort of spin to something like that, as if it is obviously being pulled into a hand. That rotation's not. But arguably, maybe what we want to do, we'll drop those 10 down, and we'll make sure we have. Okay, what we actually want to do, let's X those. Okay, no, let's copy them and then delete them. Might work, might not work. Now we want to. Yeah, we want that to be rotated something closer to that, perhaps. And you now go to sort of 410, copy them back in. So arguably, maybe what we want to do is make sure that actually ends up being a... I don't know if that's going to work or not, but that's now sort of a more full rotation. We want it slightly higher, maybe? G, ZZ. Oh, that's a bit too high now. Subtle adjustments clearly are what is going to be the dish of the day. Available keyframes. Maybe we can afford to change that a little bit. Closer there, perhaps. Do I want it below? No, because if I do it below, it won't show as much. But then again, arguably, maybe we don't want it sort of above the camera. Maybe we want to focus more on a... No, prepare yourself. I don't think it did it this time. Oh, well, whatever. Not that bothered about it doing it or not doing it, but yeah, it's weird that it decided not to now. Usually it triggers a sound clip that I don't always want it to, but sometimes it decides it's going to. Something more akin to that, but obviously now we need it to go a little bit more. No. 7 X. I don't know if that's off the camera or on the camera. No, I think it's off the camera. Location. Yeah, look intolerable at the moment. Right, so just for your benefit, to a certain extent your benefit, what we'll do, if you're still present, it's a bit of a shame the wires are a bit fucked because I keep rotating it, but, oh, that's a bit too close, but yeah, it's, just, if you could, do you want to maybe behave, machine? No? There we go, that's not bad. Not a bad look. If you were still curious as to what it is, it's a lightsaber that's been sliced in half. Essentially, it's the Jedi Fallen Order lightsaber, which is what this is all being made of, as is possibly obvious by the words Jedi and Fallen Order there. Right, let's have a look, see what we've got so far, see if I like it or don't like it, of course. As the usual issues. It's definitely heading in the right direction. Towards the camera. No, that's not what I meant, but... that first bit I quite like. Oh, I don't know, do you know what? I might actually just like it. Have another look. I might even expand the screen so I can see it a bit better. Yeah, it pretty much does what I want. It starts off with a subtle shake and then a whoomph as someone is meant to be sort of drawing it away. Utilising the Force. Would have made a very different film, wouldn't it, I suppose? Utilise the Force, Luke. Utilise it good now. Let's have a look at it slightly bigger. Slightly bigger. I think I can live with that. One thing I will do. No, stop playing. Stop it. Stop playing. Right, we'll save it there just in case it all goes horribly wrong, but it feels like it might be worthwhile putting a little bit more rotation in it. Right, so what rotation are we doing? It's on Z, I suppose, technically. Well, I haven't said that, it's not working. Oh no, there we go. I should... Let's see. A lightsaber pen, yes, exactly. I mean, in fairness, I would probably purchase a lightsaber pen, but, you know, I don't think they do lightsaber pens. Z. Basically, we just now rock it in the Z axis. Its own Z axis, I suppose, which might be too confusing for it to work through, because I'm now, for some reason, working in two different axes. Two different axes of the same thing. That's the worst part of this situation, I think. But we'll see. I think it's figuring it out. And that's what you kind of want. And I saved it before I started this fiddling, so if it does go horribly wrong, I've always got a backup and I can go back to it. It just gives it a bit more sort of lateral motion rather than just it sort of looking like it's swiveling and spinning on the spot. So what I'll probably want to do is just apply a little bit there. Now, back to this screen to see if it looks okay. Yeah, not quite okay, because where I fiddled with the rotation, it would seem. When I start fiddling with the bar, could you stop playing? I figured that was a bit of a fundamental, but apparently no. Blender hasn't understood that bit. Right, let's just 7 it up, and then probably I was ploughing a troll. This is why I quite like the fact that I was very surprised when I saw Miracle Sound on this thing, because the first time I ever used it, I stuck it on the chiptunes sort of radio station, they consider it, and that was delightful. And then I stuck it on the sort of New Rock or something it was called, I can't remember. But then suddenly it was like, holy fuck, that's a Miracle Sound song came on. And then I looked him up as an artist, and you can just, oh, do you know what I did? I forgot the keyframe. That's why you use auto frame, because it makes it slightly easier. But there's also problems that were explained. But it stops you from forgetting your keyframes, indeed. So now I basically just keep listening to Miracle Sound on this thing. I did try the classic, because I thought, a bit of classical music in the background, that wouldn't go amiss. But there apparently was one song. Ooh, I think that might be sexy. Don't know for certain. I think that might be sexy. Yeah, I like it. Now the crucial point is I need to. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go from one of those ones. Something like that one. Although that's probably not actually going to provide me exactly the information I need, but we'll save it up because I like what I've got. Right, what do we want to make sure? So at the moment, let's stick the old Blender render on, and then will this window just work this time? No, it won't. Of course not. I should always just expect that. There we go. You can just primarily so you can see what I'm rendering out. But I always forget to set it properly, so it keeps going back to not working. Right, okay. Good to know. The reference image does not render. Crucial elements we need to figure out and work through, though. Oh dear. Yeah, it's not enjoying. Oh, I wonder. No, I'm pretty certain this is using the GPU. But I might have to check that. But that might be why it's struggling quite so much, because if it's trying to use the CPU for the stream and the rendering, that's going to be bad news bears all day long. But it's not happy. It's not happy about rendering this because it's quite such a detailed texture. And it's not even that good a texture. It's just detailed, but it's got. You can sort of see in there. There's just that element of roughness because it's got a bump map on it. And the handle is distinctly bump map. That took bloody ages, that did. But yeah, it's every detail, every detail you add to something like this, it will just kick just a little bit more shit out of the machine. It's slightly concerning that this is sort of a couple of minutes worth of frame. Yeah, still not done yet, so it's not a couple of minutes. But nonetheless, at the moment, it seems to be quoting about 7. Oh no, there we go. Suddenly shot down because it realised it could just do blank screens. But yeah, about 2 minutes, and I've got 410, I think it equated to. 410 frames of animation to do, so that's going to take a while. Right, crucial elements. Now, here we need... Is that render? No, that's viewport. That's render. Disabling the renders. Oh, once again, every time. Every motherfucking time. Right, don't want to render the plane. Don't... I mean, the empty doesn't render anyway, but don't want to render that cube. No, we don't want to render that cube. That should be all of the things that I don't want to render, not rendering. At this point, I do have to sort of... We'll save her there, just in case the whole thing falls apart when I start trying to do this, but... what we'll also perhaps do is get rid of the vision of the cube and the plane, and then just cut the vision of that. So I must admit, yeah, I mean, in terms of lighting, truth be told, you can render... Oh, no, it's not the... well, it's not the button I wanted, but it's the button we got, so... Render, render it up. There we go. So it's a little bit quicker in the empty grey space. I must admit, I need to remember how to... Because at the moment it's rendering in a grey space, and I don't want it rendering in a grey space. What I want it to be doing is rendering in a transparent space, because otherwise I won't be able to just slot it into the rest of the video. The texture there tiles a little bit too much. I don't know when the mouse is. Unless the mouse is over there. The mouse perhaps picks up on the thing, but basically the centre area of the lightsaber you can see there in the corner, it's a little bit too tiled, which disappointing, but sometimes what are you going to do? Fuck all, that's what you're going to do. Right, so key things I want to check. I want to check the compositing, see if I've got that set up. Can't remember how to set that up, so that's going to be a it's going to be a bit of research, but nonetheless, it's curious whether I have already set it up or not. I think I did for this file. Cool, right, now, turn it off there, then turn it off there. Right, let's check compositing. Okay, the fact that it says use nodes tells me the answer is no. Can I just simply remember it? I don't know. I mean, I think it was just denoise, wasn't it? Do we think that's it? I kind of feel like that. I do slightly feel like that was it. I might be wrong though. Cycles, yes please. Film, is that the one? Transparent? That doesn't fit the actual, just the render. I don't think that's the one I'm after. I'm slightly more convinced that might be the one I'm after. Filter? No, override doesn't sound like the right sort of thing. One of these days I'm going to remember how this is done, and I'm going to be very pleased with myself. Until that day, at the moment, I can't bloody remember how to get access to it. It's gravity, rigid body, field weight, source engines. I don't need an engine that's on source. So viewport no, not viewport display. Settings. No, it's beginning to feel like it must be. be that one, but just so not convinced. It's unusual. I don't remember it ever sort of. Ah, fuck it, we'll just look it up. Cycle. Oh, it is. It is exactly that. Film. Where's film gone? Where's the film gone? Don't know where the film's gone. I had film. There we go. There's the film. And yeah, you just tick transparent. Although I'm so not convinced that in the past it's done that. It's weird. Don't quite understand why the entirety of this world, but this one hasn't. This one has, this one hasn't. Something to do with the viewport there? There shouldn't be anything different. Very strange. Very strange indeed. Oh, is it because it's because I was in the render view. Okay. Okay, fair dues. Fair dues. I can accept and tolerate that. That's fine. What the fuck view is that? Viewport shading. Oh yeah, and then that, yeah, that's dropping it down. That's fine. Okay, marvelous. Well, that explains that one. Now let's just try popping a render again, just in case. We'll see. That should. It didn't. Why didn't? Oh no, it did. It was just being slow. Probably again. I forgot to check. Let's just pop in here. Yeah, no, it is doing it on the GPU, so. But I suppose it is just. There's a lot. It's doing a lot is the key problem. And yeah, that's why it does. Yeah, skipping frames. So it might not be playing perfectly. We'll have to see. So if people are particularly interested and bothered, they might want to refresh in the not too distant future just to possibly counteract that. Sometimes it can start dropping behind, but there's nothing that pertinent at the moment that's happening that you would need to be sort of, oh yes, I need to be on top of what he's saying. The most important thing in the world. It very much isn't. There we go, that's not really dropped the rendering time. Still about 2 minutes apiece. And I've still got about 410, 420 frames to render, but when it's tiny, it won't take as long because it won't really give a shit. Now, the denoiser, I must admit, I don't know if that's truly doing anything or not, but yeah, not so much. Let's try and get a sort of, I'd say a glam shot, but that might be sort of the most glam shot available, especially because that has the wires punching through the back of it. But yeah, I can't deny. Let's just view the render once again. Oh, once again, I screwed that up. Okay, there we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save that. Progress renders. And just save that as a landmark, I suppose. A signpost of stuff. And I'll stick it in there now, I suppose. Pop down the old arts hole. Actually, no, we'll do it. Well, no, I've started now. Started, so I'll finish. 3D files, is that the right 3D files, of course? Yes, it is, more or less. to make sure, wasn't it? Make sure the background is transparent is the word I'm after. Nothing unexpected was being rendered. There we go. Upload. Superb. Get rid of that. Get rid of that file. Don't really need to save it again, but we'll save it again. So there's not really, in terms of this project, there's not a lot else I can do until I render it out, and I'm not going to. I don't plan on sort of having you sit here watching it render, especially because as specified, every time I hit that render button, it does just go, oh, I like it. Do roly 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 poly roly. You do the roly poly, and then you do the force summon, and there it goes. Whoa, yeah, I quite like it. It's good enough. Good enough rarely is, but it has to bloody do. Yeah. There we go. Superb. Well, that's that job done. Job done. What shall we do next? I don't know, truth be told. Suppose I could show off. I think most people have seen this, but nonetheless, I'll show it off. What is that? Oh, that's the Blender render that I don't want. Cool. Yep, cool. Is it? No. Get rid of that. And then, whoops. Always forget that bit. Doesn't make that much difference. I don't plan on necessarily using the camera, but pop it in the old render view, and there you go. In all its ridiculous glory. That is the Star Viper I produced. It's probably actually easier to drop it down into that view because it doesn't make too much difference, and it just is quicker. But yeah, some slightly awkward and shitty pigtails. Partially, not wholly, but partially because I was trying to keep the polygons down, but also partially because I don't really know how to. I don't know. I started as a cylinder, and I don't know how to split a cylinder into multiple different parts at the moment, so I just sort of did my best. And then you've got the happy smiley face on the back, on the sort of splat side of the hammer, and then a dead bat face on the other splat on the hammer. And then, of course, what I was quite pleased with is I just trashed the base as well. So a little bit of graffiti style stuff there, as if it had been sort of stencil on the wall, and then a load of blood as well, because, you know, death. Anyway, we don't need to save that. And the other thing I was working on, I suppose we could just, oh yeah, don't save that. Could just figure out a little bit more of this, because I think, where had I gone? Had I? No, I deleted the. That's fine. I deleted the bake. Yes, I remember now. I deleted the bake. So the crucial thing, the next part of this project, whether this will work or not, I do not know. But the crucial part of it is cylinder. Might roll off a cylinder. I'm thinking a cube might be the better choice. But yeah, you sort of the general idea. Drop that there. Now I've no idea if what I plan on doing with this is actually going to work, but you know, this is as specified. It's very much the. We might be better off pushing it there. So here, what we want to do is pop it on as a rigid body, pop it on as a active one and a dynamic one. I think probably get away with just a box thing, and then basically what we want to do is sort of. Okay, it does still want to try and do the dynamics, which is to a certain extent fair enough. Alright, let's add keyframes there, and then what we want to do is just sort of knock it yeah, I mean, it's difficult to know for certain because I haven't set up a camera yet, so this is mostly just testing. Also, it does help if you just whip the old time bar to a new location when you apply your motion. And then I suppose what we want to do, drag that up. We'll give it a few seconds. That's not quite accurate to the original, but so let's pop in a. No, not quite what I want. Yeah, I pretty much want there. Pretty much just drop out of the way. So at this point, the box goes like that, and get the fuck out. And then we just have to work out how best to do the rest of it. So let us now have a go baking it. That might also cripple the everything. Because it's a lot more data it's trying to crunch than the rolling lightsaber, because these are more complex elements. The whole chain thing. Can you actually see that? Oh yeah. Unfortunately, I've got a. There we go. Yes, you can see. Not that it makes much difference if you can or can't see, but you know, theoretically. It's kind of the point. Gotta wait. It's that simple. You just gotta sit and wait. Sit and wait for it to calculate its doings. And then, of course, is the issue you find is, of course, it's not necessarily going to do the doings you think it's going to do, and you discover that it goes horribly wrong. So all of this sitting here waiting for it to bake is a complete waste of time. But I get the impression, you know, there was a discussion I saw when they were doing Corridor Digital. I've mentioned in the past, extremely good at what they do, very entertaining. Would highly recommend. But they do sort of they've R-rated a lot of things. Now I think, to be honest, it's probably their weakest one so far, but nonetheless they did R-rate Harry Potter, and so they had this sort of where I think, can't think of his name, Neville. Is it Neville Longbottom? It might be. He gets stupefied by Hermione, I think, and he just sort of tumbles backwards on the floor, really rigidly. What they did was they sort of had him shatter as if he was sort of made of ice type thing, and so they had like this skeleton they had inside, and then they were running some physics simulations, and I think they had a discussion there where I think it might have been Ren who was doing it, not 100% sure, but certainly it came up, this idea that on some occasions you just end up having to, you know, bake it, see what happens, bake it, see what happens, bake it, see what happens. Oh, that is aggressive. That is aggressive. We definitely need that a little bit slower, but I mean, technically, it's interesting to see how the rest of it works. But yeah, no, that is far too. If it wasn't obvious, and it might not be, it's meant to be a pendulum. But that is, yeah, it's just too aggressive. But it's fascinating to behold the physics simulation. I don't know. Really, I mean, it's fascinating to me, I suppose. But yeah, it's nice to see it. But yeah, I wonder how best to sort of solve that problem. I suppose just at the end of the day, just make it not 20 frames. I think it just has to be a slower. Yeah. So what I'll need to do is I'll delete the bake. Don't 100% know if that's 100% fully necessary at this point, but so that's now doing 40 frames. Let's see. Yeah, that might be a little bit better. Oh, yeah, shit, I don't really want it. I wonder how I... Oh, I suppose actually what you do is you break it. Yeah, you basically break it from being able to work out the physics, which allows you to not then do it. Almost looks quicker, but I'm not convinced. But yeah, anyway, though, I think they were discussing where they wanted a good-looking physics simulation. So they basically, because it's slightly randomised, of course, especially when they were doing this sort of shattering where the skull would sort of come out as well, I think, and so they just kept running simulation after simulation after simulation, tweaking little bits, I think was the idea, until finally they had one where the skull just sort of looked out at the camera and it was like, yep, that's the one, that's the one. But essentially what they were doing is what I'm doing here, you know, baking it, changing it, baking it, changing it, baking it, changing it, baking it, changing it. It would be quite nice if it could run real time without having to do the bake, but on my machine, no chance. Some of their machines, it might stand a bit more of a chance of being able to do it in that sort of real-time style thing so that you could actually assess it, but as I say, mine, no, there's no real chance my machine's going to be able to handle sort of a steady flow of frames that are all being calculated. Kalos. Don't you recognise that one? I suppose arguably I can get more information if I look at the thing. Oh, it's level 2, so theoretically I should have heard of it, but I suppose arguably there's that argument that says about sometimes you just don't. If it was an album exclusive one, I'd probably not listen to it as often as some of the ones on the old YouTube. But if you are in the chat, you can check the pretzel link to get, I'm assuming you get the video link to the original, or at least you get more information perhaps. Which obviously it is a pretzel link, but it actually takes you to Spotify, which I don't know if that's necessarily useful or not, but look up Miracle Sound on YouTube. You can get all of his stuff there. Well, I say all of his stuff, not quite all of his stuff, I don't think, but nonetheless, you can get a lot of his stuff there. That's a bit better. Apart from the fact that it does do exactly sort of what I feared it was going to do, which was slide over the top, which is, in fairness, physics. I'm currently trying to get one up on physics, and I think better scientists than I have tried that and never quite managed it. But yeah, it's still just mesmerising watching it sort of just dangle there. I'm very pleased with that chain. Very pleased indeed. I must texture the bloody thing, but obviously I do sort of find me and doing a texture is kind of like going, here's a really awesome model, why don't you shit all over it? Because I am quite bad at textures. Keep meaning to try and do more. I really would love to be able to texture paint, like on the actual model. So you're literally just sort of painting on the model. But I don't really have a tablet that currently works, so kind of a pipe dream at the moment. So I do wonder if perhaps, let's delete that. Oh, what if maybe let's, excuse me, oh no, I haven't slept. Well, in fairness, actually, I know I haven't slept because I was up most of the night using Blue Bush's voice to chat to voice then, playing silly buggers with that, so no, I very much haven't slept. Oh, I've still got the bloody auto frame on, you plum duff. Oh no, I want I don't know how I solve this problem. I suppose I think I have to just accept the fact that it's a problem and start again annoyingly. Y, no, X, yes. And G, that bad boy, in the X direction. Although, oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, this is the problem. Right, okay, so... yeah. I suppose it's probably going to be easier just to get rid of the frames and reframe it once I've resized it. So a bit thinner. Not that necessarily the thinness makes any real difference, but that level of width is fine. It's the verticality. I don't think verticality is a word, but it'll fucking do. Right, and now we go to 90 to get our slow. Problem is, I think what's going to happen is this is going to be sort of too shit. No, what I think is going to happen now is it's going to deform the chain a bit too much, which is not necessarily what I want. But yeah, fuck it. Well, it's all a learning experience, isn't it? Just keep baking, keep on baking. Add a bit of sugar, add a bit of butter. Combine the two to form loose breadcrumbs, and then add your liquids, and then drop them. Probably a bit of flour. Drop a bit of flour in. And then you drop them on a baking tray, and then you stick them in the oven and you bake it good. And if you've done the chemistry right, you'll get yourself some fancy baked goods. And you want that, trust me, you want that. You will always want. You'll always want your baked goods, oh yeah. I'm baking real good now. Baking like you've never seen before. Everybody loves baking. Ah, it's called Forever Flame, so yeah. You stick your raw ingredients on the forever flame and you bake until it's cooked. And then you sit next to the forever flame and you get yourself a lovely cup of cocoa. Sit back, you relax, you eat your baked goods and you go yum, 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 yum. It's probably a good job that song's finishing, really. Although there will be another one, so I can always butcher that. It's not finished either. You can always butcher the next one. Ba 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 ba. Why don't you have a bar black sheep? What I should do is not render out all 250 frames. yeah, maybe. That'd be a smart decision, wouldn't it? Because you sat here, the action finished at 120, and you sat here and rendered out a shitload of other frames that you didn't really need, didn't you? No, not really. Let's see what it does. Oh. Yeah, I mean, not exactly what I was after, but closer. But it did sort of do roughly what I thought it was going to do, which is twist the chain in a sort of unnatural, it's no longer a pendulum sort of way. But the issue I've got, I think, is the fact that I'm trying to do something it's not really intended to do here, I think, is the problem we've got. The one other thing I am slightly curious about, so let's just... a final experiment, I think, because I'm not even going to save. I'm not going to bother saving this far, because I've not really achieved anything. But okay, what we're going to do. What is dynamic classified as? Actively participates in the simulation. Yes, I think that is what I want. But we'll just try. Just stop doing that. Oh dear. Oh dear. I've already found a problem with this theory. Let's pop down to here and just bake up the first 50 for me, please. Bake a batch of 50 cookies for me, and then we'll talk. But I think what's happened is because I've asked it to be an animated object, it can no longer attach itself to the chains, which means this theory will not work. It's no longer viable immediately, which means I think it is going to have to be sort of somehow, some way, it's going to have to be a sort of gentle cup of the pendant. I'm going to gently cup your pendant and then force you to the side. Yeah, there you go. And it angers the chain. The chain is angry. It just pops off and doesn't work. Which I suppose I had semi-predicted that, but also was sort of hoping no. I definitely want it active. I think dynamic, yeah. Actively participates in the simulation, yeah, I think that's what I want. Well, I'll experiment further with more shapes and oddities and bits and bobs and see if I can get the swing motion I'm after. I mean, technically, if I just want a swing motion, I can just sort of push it, but the problem I've got is I don't just want a swing motion. What I want is a swing motion that has a bit more to it. I realise that makes no sense whatsoever, but it is nonetheless true that I want it to be swinging, and then I want it to be stopped in place, which could be achieved just by pausing. I could just pause on that frame for a prolonged period, but I don't know. There's a part of me, I do wonder. Yeah, that might work, question mark. I don't know. If I was to do some kind of, maybe if I did like a life ring, essentially, put like a torus around it and had it in like a life ring, it might just have a little bit more. That's why I'm using the physics stuff, because I want it to be able to sort of swing, stay in place, but look sort of like it's meant to be staying in place, and then swing back. But I don't know. Problem with the safety ring thing is I don't think. Well, I suppose arguably make it disappear, then you'll get a natural swing to the other side, and then maybe have it somehow reappear, but I feel like it'd be very awkward to get right. I suppose arguably if you just get to the frame where you want the ring to appear, create the ring, then introduce the ring to the new physics simulation, that could work. Anyway, well, that's handy. Just gotten to the end of Neon Red at the point in time where I was going to stop the songs anyway. So there we go. I will stop the songs. And as I say, this was Pretzel Rocks for anybody interested. It is, according to all known things, it is very much copyright viable, I suppose is more the point, because it's not necessarily copyright free. It's just, you know, it's been copyrighted in such a way that you're allowed to use it, and it's quite good. I quite enjoy that little Pretzel Rocks. Mostly, I'm not going to lie, mostly because Miracle Sound is on it, and that is very much, I do like that fact. It's very enjoyable. But what we're going to do is we're going to do something random. But first, I'm going to look at the Steam sales, because, you know, I always do. So there's apparently a Flowscape Simulation Design and Illustration Sandbox. Naya Automata. Get the fuck out. Work together or die together. Kill It With Fire. Looks like you're trying to kill a spider. The Dyson Sphere Program. Some kind of space automation thing. Tekken 7. Code Vein. Kind of fancy Code Vein, but it is classified as Souls-like, but it's also looking quite a bit like... Yes, and that is the title of the game. No, it's gone. But possibly, like, I'm going to look it up because I know the game I mean. I just can't quite place the name of it. The moment I see the name, I'll be quids in and be able to tell you exactly what I'm talking about, which would be nice, wouldn't it? And not a total waste of time. Where are you? Where are you? I do not know, so I'm looking for you. Where are you? Oh, where are you? I do not know. I'm not convinced it would be this far back. So maybe I lied and I won't be able to find it. As I say, the moment I spotted the name, I'd be able to tell exactly what it is, but so nothing is immediately cropping up. And yes, this is important. Oh, so important. It's the most important thing you'll do. Oh, yes, indeed. It's so important. So immensely important. So unfathomably important, in fact. Fairly certain I've missed it, because I don't think it would be this far back on the last time you played it list. Stick it up your bumba. Maybe don't do that. No, I don't know. Fuck. Tell you what. New plan. We look into Code Vein. God Eater! There you go. That was a much easier way of finding it out. But I think it's by the same people or very similar style to God Eater, and I actually quite like God Eater. Octopath Traveler. That's a good game. It's a very good game, in fact. Streamer Life Simulator. So just chatting about Steam sales and not getting very far. That sounds viable. Digimon Cyber Sleuth Story. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Very good game. And Star Wars Empire at War. Very good game again. Danganronpa. Rompy Dangans. Not sure. Visual novel. Never particularly appealed. Naruto to Boruto. Shinobi Striker. Seems to be like football with ninjas. Which, I mean, it's better than just football. Actually, no, I don't think it's football at all. See, I think it's just a fighting game. I think I was thinking of Mario Strikers, which led me down the football path. But it's not in the slightest bit. No, it's fighting. Which makes a degree of sense. It's Naruto. And I must admit, never really watched the anime of Naruto. Didn't have to admit it, but I did. Never really got into the anime of Naruto, but absolutely loved the demo of the game I played. Very entertaining. Right, I'll tell you what we might as well do. Yeah, probably just do a bit of Rocket League just to finish. So we'll edit the stream info and go over to Rocket League, where we'll just do a little bit of something or other, as opposed to just doing your mother. Play the game. Tuppence a play. Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a play. Are you willing to play the game for tuppence? I don't know. Who is Tuppence? I don't know who Tuppence is. I'd like to point out, if that's irritating and annoying and unfortunately shitty, I will just clarify. At least you only have a couple of hours every couple of days. That's basically the permanent state of my brain. So pity is a perfectly viable reason to watch. Let's go Rocket League. Let's rock the socks off the Rocket League. Do we want to play the game? Yes, I think we do. Stick it in the garage and decide on what we want to use. I haven't used the Batmobile in a while. Flash Special. Preset the Aggressio. Rick and Morty Special, we could use that. I haven't used that yet, which I don't know. It's all right. It's just like a bit, little snowman. I wonder if I do have any more. I might have some more decals at this point. No, just the wings. Wings isn't too bad. Safari, I suppose. Safari's not too bad either. I think we might just stick to the usual. Yeah, we'll have a crack at the old modern Batmobile. That'll do nicely for a little bit. Quick game with the usual Batmobile. They've got a limited gridiron mode. I don't like it, but I'll tell you what, I'll do one. Show it. Show it, yeah. Show it to the people, that's right. By people, I probably mean person, and by person, probably nobody. There you go. Okay, let's take on over. But yeah, I'm not overly keen on this mode because the ball is sort of sticky, and then you can sort of somehow kind of shoot the ball and tackle the ball, and I'm not. Oh god, and I think if you're the ball carrier, you don't get boost. Ah, you bastard. But if you are... Oh, I suppose I should have probably... Yeah, see, this is part of the issue. I don't fully grasp. You can sort of kick the ball in a sort of not obviously literally kicking the ball. In a sort of... There you go. Nice. Well, that's something. Oh, I have just spotted we are 49 to 16 down. But I imagine if you understood NFL a bit more than I do, you would perhaps grasp a bit more of how the scoring works. It's not just, oh, you stuck it in the goal, you got 1. It's, you stuck it in the goal, you got like 7. Oh, you got that, nice. And I think that it does reflect maybe the different field lines, the lines of the field where you sort of, if you shoot from a certain distance, you get more points or something. I don't know. I have literally no clue. Oh, get it out of the goal, sir. Get it out of the goal. Oh dear. Get it out of the goal, sir. Get it out of the goal. But the other sort of oddity is, of course, when you have the ball... I mean, I'm open. I don't know. I can't tell you that I'm open, but I am. When I sat on that cake, I was open. That's a reference, not a fact. I'd like to just clarify. No! Castaway, go! I don't think that's actually what his name is, but it'll do. The creepy shack of Creepingtons. No! Oh, creepy IHS. But there was a reference to Taskmaster, if you're wondering. I have just recently watched the one where he sat on a cake and his greedy little arsehole ate several profiteroles. Well, I think they were profiteroles, I might be mistaken. But certainly makes you look at profiteroles a bit different. Oh, there you go. He spiked it. He spiked it. It's gone in. Yes. So yeah, I think you kind of have to do the forward flip in order to then sort of shoot the ball off. I don't know whether any of the other... Oh, he didn't appear to do the forward flip, so maybe it is just once you push the double jump, that's when it will go. But yeah, it's a weird mode I'm not keen on. Is the honest truth. Weird mode, not keen. Ah, you danging bastard. Ah, you double danging bastard. I suppose arguably part of the reason why I don't like it is because I'm not very good at it, but that doesn't always stop me, in fairness. Every now and again it does stop me, but most of the time it doesn't. Because usually I find I'm absolute trash at most things, so if it truly stopped me doing things, it's kind of like, oh yeah, no. I think if all had gone perfectly in a different universe, that would have been a very good shot, but unfortunately no. Denied. Denied by your own victory. Also, was it supposed to be 4-on-4? Because I'm not... Well, oh, yeah, clearly it was. Oh, well. But yeah, we'll go back to normal. Go back to normal Rocket League. Or sort of violent Rocket League, whichever floats my boat at this point. So... Is in the yeah, we don't really need training. Tournaments. I was curious, when's the next tournament? 2 hours. 10 o'clock. 4 o'clock. Yeah, interesting. 4 o'clock or 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock's a bit awkward, because that's roughly when it's ending, but 4 o'clock. Yeah. What can I say? Extra modes. Let's do... Yeah, we'll do a little bit more of the Rumble. Although, I can't deny the Rumble was annoying me yesterday because... Well, basically we were against a team who were bloody good. Bloody good at it. Very irritating. Need everybody to be a bit shit at everything. Now we stand a chance, really. Da, 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 da. It's not really fair. Yeah. How dare you be good at things? Ba, 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 ba. Ba. We've all been here before in our little balloon. Yes, indeed we have. Ooh. Tap or feather your boost. Feathering the boost. I rarely, if ever, feather the boost. I'm either all on boost or all off boost. I don't have a feather. I don't have a feather of 30 pixels or more. There's a After Effects gag for you there. Or a Photoshop gag. It depends on where you feather things. Are you feathering the hole? In fact, oh, match cancelled. Bullshit. 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 Match or riot. Come on, search me up another match. What's the time? About 25 past. Yeah, probably try and fit in. I don't know. Might be able to fit in one or two more. Oh, Neo Tokyo was that? Or not Tokyo, perhaps it was called. Just to make sure you get round the round any copyrights. It's not Tokyo. Looks like Tokyo. Sounds like Tokyo. Plays like Tokyo. It's not Tokyo. I've got a feeling it was Neo Tokyo, which is fair enough. Boom! An aggressive start that didn't go well. Such a shame you can't use the guns on the front of this thing. In fairness, though, I suppose in about a couple of moments... Ah, you dang bastard. Go on, get boosted, you little shit. Oh, okay. That's not the one you want to be boosting, because he had the tornado. I suppose, unfortunately, I didn't know he had the tornado when I started boosting him. What a save. What a... that's not a save. Oh, now that... Oh, sorry. Nice. What a save. That's the one I wanted. Too used to using the old... oh, magnetize my balls, 'cause I've got 'em pierced indeed. So I'm magnetizing my balls. It's very difficult. Oh, dang it. Very difficult if I start working on the old... if I start trying to drill magnets in my miniatures, my testicles get attached to them. Because I've magnetized my balls. Well, there's a method to the jokes, and usually the method is say something rude and go, ah. Oh, you stole my boost. Oh, not quite. But it was a shot. Freeze, motherfucker. Freeze, sucker. Oh, dang it. I thought I'd had a really fancy go of it there, but unfortunately not so much, and very much almost in our goal. Oh. No, I mean, it doesn't sound much of a chance, but I'll tell you what. Bang! You put in the ball. Ah, you bastard. In the goal. Oh, I mean, it was on the line. You could see it phasing out and everything. Oh, dang it. One day. I've got 2 goals in this game. Oh, damn it. Teleported me. You prick. I've got 2 goals in this game. One is to score a goal with a flight. So essentially, like that. So you're flying through the air with a boost. The second one is to get a reverse bicycle kick. Or whatever they'd call it in this. But essentially it is doing that. So you jump up and then you flip the car in reverse. Right, so ideally... Yes, no. Just trying to drag it. Yeah, yes, good lad. I didn't have the wherewithal to sort of finish it off there. The Alien. Series 2 tournament winner. Oops, I'm drinking. Just give us a minute. I'll pretend I was trying to be in goal. And by being in goal, I meant quite literally there, because I drove too far backwards. But never mind. I don't think they noticed the fact that I was drinking. Oh, yes, plunge into what? No! Whose goal? Where goal? I've gone very disoriented via the teleportation device. No. I thought there was a chance, but it was not. There was no chance at all. No, you've plunged. He's plunged. Plunged the balls. Ah, dang it. The magnet is not hugely great. Oh, yes, good lad, alien. Whoops. Great pass. No, nice shot. That's what I meant to say. Good man, the alien. The alien spacecraft has scored another goal. I think he scored our other one as well, yeah. We can tell who's the good player and who's the shitty players. Mostly the shitty player is me, but that's standard practice. Opportunity for him to score another goal. Just go into parking mode and leave it alone, no. Although I don't think he did it by himself, did he? Oh no, he did. That was a perfect fucking shot. Well done. I was relatively convinced one of the Blues had accidentally knocked it in, but nope. I was mistaken. My mistake was Ken. You made a mistake, and that mistake is called Ken. Speaking of Ken, who here has played Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise? Oh, shite. Oh, you little shitey. I didn't know they were up on $2. Come on. Because, my oh my, I'm loving that game. Absolutely loving it. It is Yakuza, but with the anime button just twisted all the way off. So they must have broke it and thought, we'll release it anyway. No, it can't surely be too anime. That would be crazy, right? But it really is. But it's got all the fundamentals of good freeze. Not enough, but good freeze. I was trying to boot the original fella away, but there was a backup. There was a backup to it. Pascali and his spikes. Little bastard. Little bastard, little bastard. Oh, a little bastard. Flying around the stage ineffectually. Oh, just collecting some boost. What you doing, son? Give you the boot. Nobody needs you. Oopsie, whoopsie. Ah. Oh, someone throws it in mid. Nope, that's going in the goal. No, not quite. No, good. That's something. Yes, 1 minute remains. I shall teleport my way into here. I'll duck, dive, duck, dodge, and well, I'll just sit here, shall I? Yeah. Fine, lovely. Ow. How dare you? How dare you? Oh, I suppose maybe he had the boosty buff powers. Right, if we can get what you need to do here with the grapple hook, you do rather need to sort of get the right sort of angle. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get the right sort of angle. No, not quite, but because you're being launched to the ball, as I say, you do rather... Oh! Cheeky monkey. What did he actually do? So he had that, but no, it was the other fella, wasn't it? Oh, he had spikes. I thought he did. It was one of those weird ones where it looked like he had the spikes, but then it was like, no, I don't think he has. It didn't look like it when he actually scored the goal, but it was the only thing that made sense, damn it. No. Dang it. I'm not very good at the game. Punch it. No. Oh, are they going to get a cheeky extra one? No, they didn't. Damn. Just managed to catch us at the end. That's some fancy twirling. I don't know how you do that twirl in midair. I suppose maybe, I'm assuming it probably... Well, no, I stand by my previous sentiment. I don't know how you do that twirl in midair. We'll do one more. And we'll stick with Rumble, because I can't bother to go back to the menu. Rumble in the Batmobile. Tokyo Underpass. Luckily, I think this is just a fairly normal stadium. There is one stadium I don't particularly like, which is almost... It's I don't know whether it's meant to be designed to be hockey, which would make sense because they do have a snow day mode, of course. But the goals are in the middle, sort of in a middling area, which is quite annoying. Oh, this one's got the old lumps on the side. Please don't score a goal. Please don't score a goal. Please don't score a goal. Thank you. You don't know how much I appreciate you not having scored that goal. Please don't score the goal this time either. I'll try and boot Big Lemon, or whatever his name is. Basically, that's what I saw. Whether that's his name or not. Oh, ho, 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 you little shit. That was a pretty good shot until he interfered. He interfered with my shot now. Oh, that was a waste of a freeze, but never mind. Come on, blue boy. Come on. Oh, oops, whoops. No. Oh, I sort of freed the ball. Oh, damn it. That was a bad plunger. But it worked out well. But, you know, there's luck and judgment, which is unfortunate. I got confused as to what the plunger was. I thought it was the... I thought I had the spear, but it wasn't. It was the plunger. Said no plumber ever. Oh, I thought maybe I could just squeak in and nudge it in the right direction, but no. The magnet, it's just not strong enough. My ball magnet is not strong enough. I need more of a lithium... Oh no, it's batteries, isn't it? Or is lithium batteries and magnets, I don't know. Oh, goddammit, Sherpicus. You Sherpy bastard. I'm a bloody way. Yes, good lads. You didn't get in my way that time. First time you definitely did get in my way. But you've redeemed yourself by, you know, being better at the game and scoring a goal. Sherpicus. Sherpicus? Sherpicus? I am Sherpicus Rex. No. Ooh, ting tang, walla walla bang bang. Ooh, ting tang, walla walla bang bang. Not quite, but you know. I think it was a potential. The potential was there, so I got excited. But unfortunately, no. Epic fighter. Actually, it does just say epic fighter. I thought he'd missed out the eye for a moment. Yeah. Just brutal. Oh, ho, that's a shame. Oh, ho, that's an opportunity. Ah, dang it. It was an opportunity. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to muster tornado balls. Oh, man, we've got a tornado locked in a tornado. Because I think, unless I'm mistaken about what the tornado does, I'll have to double check when... No! Big Doyle. Hello, I'm Big Doyle. Have you met my brother, Little Doyle? Together, we form the regular-sized Doyles. Because it's a mean average. And we are mean and average. Big Doyle. Big Doily, oh! Why couldn't it have gone in the goal? Oh, I don't know. I don't rightly know why it couldn't go in the goal. Oh, you bastard. It's a shame because I finally got the spikes and they would have been very useful, but just couldn't quite fathom the angle of intercept. And then it went in, so it didn't really matter. Yeah, it was sort of magnetised, but I think that might have been magnetised by... You've got it? Go on then, have a go. Have a go if you think you're hard enough. And do you know what? I think you were hard enough, except you didn't really get anywhere. But... Oh, see, that's the sort of shit I want to pull. Diving in mid-air across halfway around the field. Oh, and you get boosted, brother. I don't know what... I think I was going to say motherfucker. And then I thought, nah, I won't say that. So it ended up just being bother. Oh, and you get boosted, you bother. Oh, no, it was awful. Not bullying mode. Get the fuck out of my way, son. Now I'm confused as to which way I want to go. You with your spiky, magnetised bullshit. 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 I just drove around in circles while the ball was getting free of the ice. Oh, dang it. Oh, no, dang it. Oh, double, dang it. Don't go in the goal, please. Don't go in the goal. That goal, yes, go in that goal. Go on, tornado into your own goal. That's what we need you to do. Go on, get boosted. It's not the most detrimental. Ah, you little prick. Fucking switch me. It's not the most detrimental of issues, but it is quite amusing watching someone sort of... They're kind of there planning their action, and then suddenly they start whooshing up a wall. And that was not the action they planned. Oh, Sherpicus! Sherpicus! Yeah, nice one. Oh, there is actually a nice one. How do you actually do a nice one? Get down? Oh, interesting. I don't know, how do you get... Oh, unless maybe you can... it's perfectly plausible. You can actually change out the different sort of wording doodads. The call-outs, I suppose. Voice, text, whatever. Voice, text, whatever is... Whatever. Whatever. This is my United States of the nice goal. Or nice shot, rather. I was there sort of for backup, but my backup was entirely unnecessary. Because I didn't think he had the angle there. So I thought I was potentially able to sort of just do the old spearheader in. But no. Entirely unnecessary. As is the norm for me. Relatively standard fare that I am entirely unnecessary. If anything, I tend to be a detriment. Oh, spikes. If we can get... Oh, good. Oh, no, not quite. But if I can get in there... No, I can't. If I can get in there... No, I can't, because I just got booted across the field. At some point, if I... Oh, no, never mind. I'm entirely unnecessary once again. Pouring the salt on it all. Every day I'm pouring the salt, 'cause I like it on my chips. Oh, meeting of the minds, and I didn't mind. Oh, it was a lovely little side clip. Didn't really do anything productive, but it was a lovely little side clip. Punch. Ah, if only I'd left it a little bit later, I might have had the correct angle. Unfortunately I didn't, so still won though. Though granted, not a huge amount to do with me. So let's try this sort of... Yeah, I don't know if that... I suppose maybe you got to be a bit more diagonal. Bias a bit more on the straights before you sort of dangle the... sort of rotate the button. I don't know. But never mind. Right, let's do a little... thing. We'll exit Rocket League for now. And for now might be 5 minutes, but we'll see. I don't know what's happening in the world of places. So let's go here and there and see what's happening in the great beyond. Not a lot. Not a lot. Oh well, that's a shame. But there you go. Not a lot. Not a lot. Not a lot is happening. I suppose there will do. I mean, not hugely necessary, but we'll see. Pop to a bit of questing time with a bit of Among Us, it would seem. So we'll initiate that. Where are you? I have to search for you. There it is. Unless that's not on anymore? No. Oh, I think, though, it has just started. I can't imagine he needs extra viewers, but, you know, still, it's nice enough, isn't it? So there we go. Get that started. People you spotted in the chat. There you go. Some links being thrown at you. If you are not already a part of the Discord, you can be a part of the Discord. You can even, if you check out the Arts Hole chat, you will see progress images of what I'm doing in the Arts Hole, and you can even I don't know, affect is the word I think I'm after. Affect the doings of the Arts Hole if you so choose, assuming the Arts Hole continues, which it's 50-50, as is most of what I do. But yes, you've got Malice Wednesdays, Saturdays, got Blue Boosh pretty much every night. Some lovely miniature fiddling and often ridiculousness, where he gets distracted by a voice mod that we all entirely abused. But nonetheless, there you go. There's a few links. Do feel free to follow. It would help me out greatly. And do just enjoy watching and, generally be decent human beings, I suppose. There you go. There's your end. Standard end. I'm going to say cheerio, then press the raid and then go away. I'm going to have to be quick because it's 10:09 seconds. So, cheerio. Let's pop it there. Cheerio.